This story is called Lizard Drama, Jamaican Style. Disclaimer: no lizards were actually harmed in the creation and production of this lizard story. This is all my fair talking. So with that said, I'll have you know, I come from a long line of lizard conquerors. My mother before me, well, let's just stop at my mother. She is the queen. That woman's bed slipper in hand could connect with every last bottom coming home late from too much party last night. Same bed slipper going after every last croaker lizard that drags its body across our home front line. Aristelager praesignis, the Jamaican croaking lizard, which often finds its way into Jamaican households, much to the dismay of many Jamaican humans. Many Jamaicans fear this gecko because of its speed and ability to stick to walls, but especially because of the croaking sound it makes while they're trying to sleep. Tourists don't seem to mind the lizards and are often fascinated by their nightly journeys across the walls. I found this funny but true article about croaking lizards from D. George, published in 2002. It says, "Want to bring a Jamaican to their knees? Just mention the word croaking lizards. The lizard, which of the gecko family is one of most feared things in Jamaica and will clear a room quicker than a 3-alarm fire. This lizard makes the most annoying sound at night, and that has scared the bedevil out of Jamaicans and have created more myths than you can count with fingers and toes. Shining a light won't scare them because they're bold as a bad dog. The croaking lizard has broken up more marriages than any mistress can. You see, any good Jamaican woman will refuse to sleep in a house with a croaking lizard in it. Jamaican women feel it is a husband's duty to kill the lizard, not only beat the daylight out of the lizard, but he must also show it to her as proof that it is dead and that he has an undying love for her." Well, rewind 4 years to 2007, and this is my Jamaican woman's tale. 2007. I still have one active fear that rears its ugly head every time I go back home to Jamaica. I hate croaking lizards. Note, there is no lizard picture to go with this story. See, I didn't even want a lizard picture on my page. Nasty, fat, heavy-looking lizards that make a chirping, croaking sound, hence the name. Everything reasonable, rational, and spiritual goes out of the window when I see one. Raw, crazy emotions rise up and take over. Disregard for life except mine dominates. I don't care about anything except that lizard's death. I guess it would be okay if he was outside in a tree, but my preference would be extinction. I'm not going to sugarcoat the stark reality. I don't have a happy handle on this sucker yet. I told my old school friend Carolyn Rattray that the main reason that I wouldn't move back to Jamaica is croaking lizards. Stupid, but true. So, last night, I'm happily vacationing with my family in Jamaica. We picked a beautiful home right on the water with an awesome view. More importantly, it had screens on the windows to keep out my dreaded lizards. Naturally, we arrive and some of the screens have tears. Some are not securely fastened anymore and have gaps that something can crawl through. I become hyper-vigilant. In my children's room at bedtime, I noticed, who else would, a croaker lizard inside right near the window. I freak and tell my husband that I am going to spray the lizard with Bop if he doesn't kill him. Total disregard now for the environment to use that odious, long-lingering bug spray Bop. One spray and the deathly fumes seem to lodge in your lungs, even with citronella added. Okay, back to the lizard story. My husband, Marshall, proceeds to try and catch the creature with his hand. Immediately, I can sense my mistake in putting him on the job. He has no fear of the lizards. He's not 100% invested in the killing. If the lizard drops, which he eventually does, I don't have the sense that my spouse is going to do whatever it takes to find and put that body in a coffin. He starts spraying Bop. My son Mikkel is dancing excitedly on the floor. He, I am sure, is dying to catch the lizard and keep him for a pet. I leave the room, heatedly predicting that Marshall is going to lose the croaker, and he does. No surprise. Unfolds exactly the way I feared. There really is no one to blame, but I do for a while, silently cursing my husband's inept lizard hunting skills, mad at his failure as my croaker savior, mad at myself for abdicating responsibility and not doing the job personally. My mother would be so disappointed. Mad that that 6-inch or so lizard is at large in my precious children's room, and that I'm now refusing to lay down in there and put anyone to sleep, ever. I continue to sit, unmoving in the living room, staring at nothing, sort of sad and serious, disappointed. I know that I've been emotional, irrational, and illogical, behaving contrary to everything I believe. I realize that I'm now creating a nightmare in my head with my thinking and immersing myself in it. My doing. The small lizard is somewhere in a room. My children, who are unafraid, are probably asleep. And I, 5 feet 3 inches, is making things worse in my head. All of a sudden, I'm very conscious that I'm not living in the now. I'm off in some fabricated world concocted by fear. Such a real and vivid delusion. Time to switch gears and take on a new perspective. I am safe. I am unharmed. There is a small creature in the house, probably waiting for a quiet moment when it can safely come out and grab a moth. There is no vindictive, sadistic, murdering, plotting lizard waiting for the right moment to drop on me and scare me to death. You know what? There's humor in this messed up deal. I am beginning to get the taste of it. Finally. Walk good, you hear?